Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Spit It Out podcast, the podcast of what you've been thinking but you haven't actually been hearing. Of course, it is your host, Jayson Yessir, here in the Spit It Out studios. And once again, unfortunately, this week, Miss Tracy Treese, the baker, the booty shaker, could not make it in today. This time, actually, I told her not to show up. She had quite the accident, and we'll probably talk about it next week. So, yeah, but we do have a super duper special guest for you guys today. I know you guys are going to be excited once to hear. I'm quite excited. I've been waiting on this for quite a while now and couldn't be any more excited. But let's get right into it for you guys now. He's probably like a jack of nearly all trades. Quite the credits that he has under his belt. First go off with the go-go dancer, personal trainer, shirtless bartender, musical theater actor, walk-in tour guide, and now a reality star on Bravo TV's Camp Getaway. I'd like to welcome Glen North to the podcast. Welcome, Glen.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm impressed that you were able to list off all those credits. I was like, yes, he got all of them. I was very impressed.
I was going to say, I might be missing a couple, or who knows, you might have a couple other under your belt that I don't know of as of yet.
I mean, we still got time. You got to watch and find out if there's more.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Thank you for coming on, though. I really appreciate you making this time out and coming onto the podcast. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I want to first go off, before we get into the main thing about it all, how are you keeping up during this quarantine and everything?
Oh my gosh. So I actually moved back in with my mom. I was living in New York City and now I'm living in Virginia. I moved back end of January. So it's actually been perfect timing. Originally, it was really tough because my mom is a bit older. She's 74. So I was just on high alert everywhere I went. I moved through the world as if like if I touched the wrong thing, I would kill my mother. And so like I was so anxious. And there she is actually. She just left. But we've kind of settled into the routine. We're taking all the precautions we can, like masks, only going out for the grocery store. But like I used to go to the grocery store and literally start crying because I was so anxious. And now I'm finally able to like, okay, I know I'm taking the right precautions. I'm much more confident in what I'm doing and, you know, in the things I have to do to keep my family safe, that I don't have to, you know, break down in the middle of grocery stores. So I think
it's all fairly new to us. Yeah, we're all still getting used to it. It's been, I think, like about 7 or 8 weeks or so now that we are into it, but it's still
been 10
fresh.
years and we're finally, you know,
no, absolutely. Pretty much 10 years. It feels that way some days. Definitely really could agree with that. What are some things though that you're doing to like keep yourself busy during this time and not driving yourself crazy?
Yeah, so been doing a lot of interviews, which has been great. I have been I started The Artist's Way. It's this like it's a program, it's a book you go through, sort of like an artist rehabilitation. Every day you write morning papers. So it's basically just like reforming the artist in you, getting creative. Now hopefully I can add writer to my list of random jobs. So just like trying to
I knew there would be another one.
Yeah, there's always more. I've actually been doing remote training for some people, which is so weird. So I'm like training people on Zoom. So that's been getting some getting used to, but you know, it's just trying to stay active, trying to keep my mind going. I've been hanging out with my mom a lot, honestly.
Yeah, Zoom's been so helpful, I can say. During this whole time, I've used Zoom for not only still getting used to it with the you know, my podcast interviews and such, but I've been using it to work out. I've been using it to host virtual bingos. I've been doing a ton of things on Zoom. So I can't imagine if it was like 10, 15 years ago how we would have dealt with this whole situation going on without having something like this.
Oh my God, we would have all gone mad without it.
Yeah, I'm still a little here and there, a little mad, you know, but I've been just trying to also, you know, paint here and there and just keep up with the podcast, a little freestyle here and there. I actually dropped the other day on my YouTube. So I just been trying to other creative ways and outlets, trying to figure things out to keep myself busy and occupied during this whole time. So I feel you on that. Yeah. Nice. I do want to get we're gonna you know, dive back into some of those other things that you have done in the past and some of the other jobs you hold, but I want to of course get right into the new series that you're on, Bravo TV's Camp Getaway, which premieres on Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern. If you guys have not seen this, make sure you check it out. Now, to me, when I seen it coming about and I was seeing the trailers and such, I was automatically in. I was like, okay, definitely watching this. I'm pretty much a big Bravo fan. I like a lot of the stuff that Bravo offers. And I seen this, and I'm like, this is pretty much Below Deck meets Summer House. And I love Below Deck, probably one of my favorites. And it's a campground in Kent, Connecticut, which actually I'm originally from Connecticut, New London to be exact, about 2 hours away from, I'm now out in Orlando. But so I seen this and I was like, okay, I'm even more interested. I want to find out more information and such. Now, the campground is full of kids during the week, and then on the weekend, adults, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it seems like full of different activities as well. I was seeing swimming, dancing, acrobats, it seems like archery. Seems like you name it, they got it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all the camp activities you loved as a kid, archery, zip line, sports, and then thrown in with like adult versions of them. So there's like slip and slide kickball, there's keg softball. So you're doing softball, but then every base there's a keg. There's drinking games, there's these big dance parties. So yeah, well, like no matter what it is you're looking for, you can probably find it at Camp Getaway.
Something, yeah, a little bit for everyone there. That's cool. Now, it was your first year there. You came in as a social coordinator. Now, please describe what a social coordinator is, because from what I see, at least what I'm gathering, it seems like it's a hype person that party and drinks with the guests. But I might be wrong, so please tell me a little more. What does it entail?
Yeah, so I mean, like you basically got it. So basically, our job is to look, the way that I think of the job is I think of it as like we're the person that the guests look to for like how to act. So like they see how carefree we are, they see how much we let loose. It kind of gives them permission to do so. Which honestly, most of the time they don't even need, like they're ready to go. But there are some times where like someone gets to camp and they're like a little nervous. They don't really know what to expect. They don't know. They're kind of used to the way they act in New York City, which is like, you don't talk to anyone, you stay in your little bubble. And so that's the time we swoop in and we're like, hey, like, how's it going? What's your name? What are you here for? And kind of like help them come out of their shell. And then beyond that, like the actual duties of the camp, we basically like facilitate activities. So there'll be someone like in charge of the activity, like if it's like zip lining and things like that, like someone who's, actually coordinated to do that.
Who's trained?
So yeah, he's trained, exactly. That's what I was looking for. But then, stuff like, we'll help with like softball and some of the sports activities, like, setting up activities, taking them down. Because there's activities all throughout the day. Like there's almost around 300 guests. And so we're helping with activities, kind of doing crowd control sometimes. Because with that many people, really honestly, a lot of times you need like people as signposts, like come over this way, we're going this way now, and then my favorite part of the job was like getting the party started.
And how did you actually hear about this? How did it come about where you knew like to even apply for this?
Yeah, so I actually heard about it from a friend, and when I heard about the process, I was like the sort of the job description, I was like, that's exactly me. I was born to do this job. And, I just wanted something new. We haven't talked about it much on the show yet, but my father passed away in January of that year. And I wanted something to help me get out of my head. I wanted something to help me just sort of get back to life again, and this seemed like a really cool opportunity to try something new, to add yet another job to my roster, and kind of, get a chance to get out of the city. When you're living in New York City, any chance you can to like kind of clear your mind and get out is one you take advantage of. So
that's where you normally reside, is in New York?
Yes. Yeah. I was in Hell's Kitchen at the time.
Oh, okay.
Now
perfect.
I'm in Virginia full time.
Right. Yeah, I know Kent's right there pretty much on the line of New York, Connecticut, so it's not that far away. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like a pretty quick train ride.
Yeah. So we get to see in the first episode, Let Them Eat Cake, we were introduced to the cast, full of new and also some old people that returned. Not old, I shouldn't say, but old members that returned. We got to see Monica and Adam that were social coordinators in the past, and they returned. But then there was quite a few new ones, including yourself. We were introduced to Niall, Neely, and maybe forgetting a couple names, Randall, a couple of others too, I believe. Now, you came in.
And Sophia.
And Sophia, there you go. You came in ready with a fan, looking for a husband, and also wanted to make your uniform into a crop top.
Yes, yeah. Which they denied me, and I almost left, but I decided to stay.
Oh, that's a good thing. At least that didn't, that wasn't your ultimatum where it's like, crop top, or do I stay, do I go?
Yeah, right? No, I'm out. No, I can't do it. Yeah,
that's hilarious. So you came in that way. Now, Rando came in with a boot, and it seemed like Adam came in just to hook up with the guest. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but like he kind of uses camp as his escape. He's been doing I think this is his third year. Okay. So like, he comes to hang out at the lake. He comes to like, kind of similar to what my mindset is to like, get out and get loose. But I think his is a bit more get loose than mine was. Our hashtag throughout the summer was #Where's Adam? Because it felt like whenever we needed him, he was nowhere to be found.
That's hilarious.
So that, the whole time, if we ever didn't know where Adam was, we'd be like, #Where's Adam?
Yeah, I like I said, I am enjoying the show so far and everything, but I'm also like, this is a job, but then again, it's pretty much like you're just at flirt camp because it seems like everyone's having a good time. Everyone is talking to the guests, but not just talking as if it's their job, but also talking to them, like flirting with them as well and hooking up and all that. So I'm like, it's quite interesting. So you guys definitely want to check this out. Like I said, 10 p.m. on Mondays, Eastern on Bravo TV. Now, on the first episode, you guys hosted a 40th birthday party, and you and Adam were in charge of the pig roast, aka Petunia.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know how you dealt with that.
Petunia. Girl, I barely. It was like everything in me to keep going, because I was like, I'm not about to quit on national television. Like, if I walk away right now, all of America is going to see that I quit. So no, I'm going to fucking suck it up, and I'm going to lift this pig, no matter how freaking gross it is. I came around to it by the end. Like, it truly is like when it's just like meat, it's fine. But like when it's a fucking head staring into your soul, I was like, nope.
Exactly. With everything on the head still attached, and it's like pretty much the pig itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I only eat chicken, so I can't do any other meat. Like, if it ain't chicken, I'm not touching it. So I give you props up for that.
I also just love Adam was so down. He was so down. Like he was like he. I think the thing that like took me over the edge, he smacked the pig's ass, and I was like, and you heard this like the sound of like as if he was hitting leather, and I was like, because
it's already been cooked and everything, and yeah. Yeah. No, I couldn't. I've been around a pig roast before, back in my day and such, family parties and that, but just looking at it and seeing it spin on the whatever it's called, going around and around, and I'm just like, ugh, I'm good. I don't even want to deal with that. Yeah. We do get to see, though, later in the first episode, a little bit of drama starts, where the guest actually came about and they wanted to start cutting the cake for the 40th birthday, and I have some questions here. Now, it seemed more so it was your idea. If I'm not mistaken, it seemed like it was your idea to go ahead and give the okay. I remember there was something about it's better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for permission. But it seemed like Niall and Neely were the ones reprimanded for it all.
Yeah. So it's funny watching the show again, because I don't remember saying that. Like, it's very me. Like, I've been... my high school theater teacher told me that, and it's something that I've held on to for a long time. And I don't remember that happening. So I was watching, I was like, oh my God, was Cakegate my fault? I think at the end of the day, they really were just like nobody really knew what to do. Everyone was like, should we go now? Like, and we were caught between a rock and a hard place. Like, the guests are number one, like always get to yes, but then like, Claire told us not to go quite yet. And like, So they were just looking for I think they wanted just affirmation. So I think regardless of what I had said, they probably would have still done it. Also, Monica was right there too, and then was like, "You should ask me."
That's what I've been finding weird this season, because Monica is a returning social coordinator, and it seems like she would probably know what should be done and what shouldn't be done, but she's also like, my hands are off of it. You guys do what you want. I don't care. I don't see anything. I don't hear anything. You guys do what you need to do. That seems like she's been all about so far this season. What is Claire's actual title? I'm forgetting. What is her actual title?
So I'm not sure what her actual title is, but basically, like, she is second in command to David. Okay. David owns the camp, but so yeah, like David owns the camp and is sort of like the big picture kind of thing. So Claire runs things day to day. Like, she is in charge of, especially with like working with the full-time staff. Okay. So there are the social coordinators or the weekend crew. Then there's the full-time staff, and the full-time staff are there full-time. They work during the week with the kids, and they're like the food, they work with the food. They also work with the stuff, all the stuff that needs certifications. They all do. So basically they work their butts off. I was very grateful to them all summer because they work their asses off. So she's basically in charge of them.
So she's like like if he's the owner, she would be like considered, I guess, the manager of everyone or so, right?
Yeah. I think it's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That makes a little more sense, too, because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, so far, I don't know what's shorter. I don't know if Claire's temper is shorter or your shorts that you're wearing every single week. I couldn't decide between the
two. Yeah, that's definitely a neck and neck.
Exactly. We did see, though, Niall got, like I said, reprimanded. He actually then was put on duty where he had to scare the geese away the next morning. And also, but that was due to him. I'm getting further into the episode, the next episode. But I was just seeing between that, he got reprimanded the first time, and then coming back episode 2, which just aired this week, we'll see he's on duty, and then also he was reprimanded again for allowing the guests to go night swimming. So I'm seeing this is his final straw. We get to see that is his final straw, his last warning. And I'm excited to see what's to happen because we're also going to be introduced to a new castmate, Gavin. So I'm figuring out who's leaving. Is it Niall or is it Randall? Now, Randall, like I said, came with the boot. She also returned episode 2 with her family, and her mom was freaking out that she needed to be driven around in a cart. But I'm like, is she here to work or what is she do? Like she got the boot on. How much things can you actually do with a boot on? Was she still working hard at everything, or was she just more laid back? Because so far what we're seeing is she's laid back.
Yeah. So it's hard. What's hard to see is like there is so much stuff that we do in one day. It is so hard to condense that into just 40 minutes. Honestly, the hardest part for Randall was really just getting around. Once you're in the actual activity, we saw a little bit of her like with a guest and basically being their cheerleader. Like, you can do it, yeah, blah blah blah. Which she's great at, but like it's gonna take her twice as long, if not longer, to get. This place is huge. It's 300 acres. Like she has to cart her ass all the way from the treetops, which is where we live, which is on almost one edge to the other side. So like once she's at the activity, she's fine. She's good. Because really, like, she was hired for her personality. Like, she wasn't hired to be active or physical.
But they did mention that. They said she's more here for the face and not like the work. So they did mention that at least. So at least she did come back. I was happy that she did.
Yeah. Oh my God. And like we all were too. Like she was definitely like struggling a lot, but I think she really bonded. We really all bonded, even that just that first week. So like, I would have been really disappointed if she hadn't come back. From that first moment when David was like, if you're here to find a husband, and I'm like, wait, I feel seen and attacked.
Yeah.
And she's like, me too. That was the moment we were like, we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
And so I would have been so upset if she did not come back.
No, she seems like a cool girl and everything. Yeah.
So it definitely had like it was an uphill battle, literally, for her with the boot on. But once she was at her activities, and like she was assigned easier stuff, like she's not going to be leading kickball. She would be. She was in charge of like, the thing that she saw, like arts and crafts, things like that, things where she can like sit down.
Yeah, a little easier on her, now she's not standing or putting pressure onto that. That makes sense. All right, we're going to go actually, I hope you guys are enjoying so far. Like I said, Glen North in the building from Bravo TV's Camp Getaway. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go.